Alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Good morning, grade 5. Today we are going to study a new lesson. Our lesson is chapter 6, lesson 4 about what are the outer planets. Last week we have studied the inner planets, but this week we are going to study the outer planets. In order to understand our lesson, we are going to make a comparison between the outer planets and the inner planets. Our lesson is page 284. Okay. First of all, we are going to make a comparison to know that we said the inner planets are rocky and small, while the outer planets are huge comparing to the size of the inner planets, and they are made up of gases. Also, there is another one different from one aspect, which is a number of moons. The inner planets have a limited number of moons, one or two, whereas the outer planets have a big number of planets of moons. Sorry, like one of them have more than 80 planets. So here we see if we make a diagram from inner and outer and compare them, we'll find that after observing your models, compare the size of the inner and outer planets, we will find that the outer planets are larger. Moving to the next page, which we studied online today, this is a storm. We said Jupiter has a storm. The wind moves the clouds around Jupiter. We can see this picture, maybe, or possible answer, it will be on Jupiter surface. After that, we have a comparison between an Earth as an example of inner planets and this one example of the outer planets. Okay, see, they are rocks, have a solid surface, they have a core. And after the core, we find the solid surface. While the outer planets are huge, they also have a core of gases, but they have a surface of gases. How come surface and the gases? We mean solidified gases or frozen gases. Okay, so there are some similarities and differences between the inner planets and the outer planets. You can use your answer, you can add more information, but here I'm using this answer. Similarities, layers, they are made of layers, core, and this layers like mantle, and this layers, the crust or the surface. So both of them, the inner planets and the outer planets, are made up of layers. What's different? Inner planets have rocky surface. See, Earth here has a rocky surface, while the outer planet have a gas surface. This is one difference between them. Also, we said the number of moons and the size representing another two differences between them. Moving to this page, he is speaking about the first one, the giant Jupiter. Okay, we are making a contrast. How are Jupiter and Earth different? Of course, Jupiter is much larger. Jupiter rotates much faster. Jupiter has many moons. Earth has only one moon. Jupiter is made up of gases. Okay, so they are totally different from each other. Earth from the inner planets and Jupiter from the outer planets. You can copy the answer now. Stop the video and copy it. Now I'm going to share you a nice and wonderful video about the outer planets. Okay. I will enhance the sound to enable you to hear it very well.
Beyond the terrestrial planets and beyond the asteroid belt lie four gas giant planets, the outer planets of our solar system. They are Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune, shown here at their correct relative sizes. The biggest is Jupiter, with more mass and volume than the rest of the planets of the solar system combined. Earth is the biggest of the inner planets, but as seen here, it looks small in comparison to Jupiter. Jupiter takes nearly 12 Earth years to complete a single revolution around the Sun, but it has the shortest day of any planet, completing a rotation in less than 10 hours. Its whirling cloud belts present a constantly changing pattern, but the Great Red Spot, a hurricane-like storm bigger than the planet Earth, has been there for over 400 years. The planet Jupiter has an enormous magnetic field extending far into space. Near the poles, bright auroral displays are often observed in the cloud tops. Here, huge lightning storms are seen lighting up the night side of Jupiter. From the Earth, even a small telescope reveals the 4 large Galilean moons as they orbit Jupiter. These are large, significant moons that range in size from about the size of Earth's moon to larger than the planet Mercury. In order, starting with the closest to Jupiter, they are Io, Europa, Ganymede, and Callisto. Io, closest to Jupiter, is constantly stretched by tidal forces, making it the most volcanically active moon. Here we see one of its volcanoes erupting, spewing material into the space around Jupiter. Second closest, and perhaps the most interesting of Jupiter's moons, is Europa, an ice-covered world constantly cracked by the tidal strain. Its tortured surface hides and protects a warm, liquid water ocean, suggesting the possibility of life. This ocean is kept warm by tidal stretching and fed nutrients from volcanic vents. In the future, we hope to send a lander to Europa, melt through the miles of ice, and explore the alien world below. Who knows what we might find waiting there? Next up is the largest of Jupiter's moons, Ganymede. It is the largest moon in the solar system, larger than planet Mercury, and slightly larger than Saturn's large moon, Titan. Despite its large size, Ganymede is small in comparison to its planet, pointing out how unusual Earth's relatively big moon is. Unusual features on Ganymede include this string of craters, and this unusual groove terrain seen on parts of Ganymede. The outermost of Jupiter's 4 large moons is Callisto. The bright crater impacts suggest ice just beneath the surface. Concentric circles indicate a large impact occurred at the right side of this area. Jupiter has 63 named moons in all, but the others are smaller captured asteroid-type objects. A few of them are shown here. In the 1990s, comet Shoemaker-Levy 9 passed close enough to Jupiter to be broken apart by tidal forces, creating the so-called string of pearls. 18 months later, this string of comet fragments would collide directly into Jupiter. Scientists watched eagerly, not quite sure what to expect. The impacts were shocking. The impacts left a series of huge scars on the southern part of Jupiter, some larger than the Earth. The line of impacts can be seen in this ultraviolet image of Jupiter. The round spot near the top is one of Jupiter's moons. This infrared image shows the energy release from the largest of the impacts. After seeing this, the idea of comets and asteroids threatening the Earth suddenly seemed a lot more real. With the Sun obscured by Jupiter, we can see that Jupiter has a faint set of rings. Saturn's rings, by
Okay, by this, that's enough for this video. We are going to complete this video next session. Now I need you to go online, and online you'll find so many homework online. Six, you have a link to this video. You also have many other videos you can solve and the other worksheet. Try to solve your work home online. If you faced any problem, just contact us and we are here to help you. That's it. Thank you and goodbye.